God is looking in the mirror into the fathomless depths of your eyes, whose tears are the only holy water by which you will kneel and be baptized. There ain't nobody sicker than the seeker who hardens himself against love. Perhaps that's what I see in him, and I want to heal in him because I see it in myself. Song of sacred places raining down. Everywhere you wander is holy ground. Song of sacred places raining down. Everywhere you wander is holy ground.
Come into our house of hope and love, of peace and justice, of wholeness and healing, where we welcome the certain and the seeking, the lifers and the newcomers, the beloved and the brokenhearted, all of whom can find a home in our community, Throop Unitarian Universalist Church, where we go love the world from the heart of Pasadena and from your homes. Welcome to our friends on live stream. Hi, y'all. My name is Nathan Graham Smith. I'm one of the worship associates here at Throop. I'm 6 foot 3 inches tall, medium build. I have a beard that is getting grayer every day. I am an able-bodied cis male. I'm wearing a white shirt, glasses, and black pants. If you are new to Throop, we would love to stay in touch. You can fill out an info card found in the pew and give it to an usher later in the worship service, or simply leave it on the back table. Next Sunday, December 7th, please join us for our newcomer social following worship service in the Colic Lounge. You'll meet other new folks and find out more about Throop. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Each one of us is a light in the world. The flame from our chalice symbolizes and reflects that light. Our time together in worship is intimately connected with our daily lives. As a symbol of that connection, we light our chalice with a flame from our candles of hope and witness. Everything in this space is a wonder, miraculous, sacred. The air we are breathing, the light playing through the stained glass, each heart beating in this room tangled up between sorrow and hope. All of you belongs here, every fragment. The painful and the precious, the hideous and the heavenly. This is a holy ground because together we make it so. What a wondrous thing to be here with you. We light a second candle to honor the people and ancestors whose lands we now occupy. The land under and around Throop is the unceded land of the Gabrielino Tongva Band of Mission Indian peoples. May this knowledge and awareness lead us into dismantling systems of supremacies and oppressions. We light a third candle, symbolizing our watershed, the Arroyo Seco. May their waters continue to nourish life in our communities. We take a moment of silence, holding all of these in our hearts. And now, please rise as your body and spirit allow for our opening hymn, number 1008. You can find it in your teal hymnal, When Our Heart is in a Holy Place.
When our heart is in each other's eyes. When our heart is in a holy place. When our heart is in a holy place. When our heart is in a holy place. We are blessed with love and amazing grace. When our heart is in a holy place. When we tell our story from deep inside, and we listen with a loving mind, and we hear our voices in each other's words, then our heart is in a holy place. Then our heart is in a holy place. When our heart is in a holy place. We are blessed with love and amazing grace. When our heart is in a holy place.
And now is the time of service where we turn to our neighbors, say hello.
When we share the silence of sacred space, and the God of our heart stirs within, and we feel the power of each other's faith, then our heart is in a holy place. When our heart is in a holy place. When our heart is in a holy place. We are blessed with love and amazing grace. When our heart is in a holy place. When our heart is in a holy place. When our heart is in a holy place.
That was lovely. Would you all do me the favor and join me in reciting the Throop promise to our planet? The words are found in the order of worship. As members of the families of living beings on earth, we are guided by the Unitarian Universalist principle of respect for the interdependent web of all existence of which we are a part. With hearts filled with love for it, eyes nurtured by its beauty, and minds ruminating on ways to protect its sacred and scarce resources, we promise to nurture the well-being of all life and of the planet itself. And our reading today, responsive reading, although there's no response, is number 176 in Lifting Our Voices by Lynn Gardner. Can you hear them? Can you hear the whispers of our ancestors? We remember their stories are in these walls, in our bones, in the air that we breathe. Their stories are in the touch of a calloused hand, in the melody of a song that we hum while washing dishes, in remembered faces. We hear the whispers of the ancestors, how their stories touch our lives and call us into becoming. And now is the time in the service that we sing our children out for the Kids Dig In program, and the words of that little ditty are in the order of service.
For you shall go out in joy, for you shall go out in joy, and come back in peace, and come back in peace. For you shall go out in joy, for you shall go out in joy, and come back in peace, and come back in peace. Blessed be.
Good morning, Throop. My name is Ruli Weller-Passman. I am a non-binary, disabled, neurodivergent, and mad person and seminarian at Iliff School of Theology. I'm wearing black clothes with a floral overshirt. I'm white, 5'3", and fat, with short brown hair and blue eyes. Our pondering is Chemotherapy by Julia Darling. I did not imagine being bald at 44. I didn't have a plan. Perhaps a scar or two from growing old, hot flushes. I'd sit fluttering a fan. But I am bald and hardly ever walk by day. I'm the invalid of these rooms, stirring soups, awake in the half-dark, not answering the phone when it rings. I never thought that life could get this small, that I would care so much about a cup, the taste of tea, the texture of a shawl, and whether or not I should get up. I'm not unhappy. I have learned to drift and sip. The smallest things are gifts.
This church is our church. We support it through our gifts of time, our gifts of talent, and our gifts of treasure. You can give online. The directions are in the order of worship, or place your gift in the offering plate. If you're a first-time visitor, please let the offering plate pass you by. Thank you for supporting our life together. The offering will now be gratefully received.
Break not the circle of enabling love, where people grow forgiven and forgiven. Mark that circle, make it wider still, till it includes, embraces all the living. Come wonder at this love that comes to life, where words of freedom are with humor spoken, and people keep no score of wrong and guilt, but will that human bonds remain unbroken. Come join the movement of the love that frees, till people of whatever race or nation will truly be themselves, stand on their feet, see eye to eye with laughter and elation.
I realized that I kind of jumped on your song, didn't I?
Oh, you're fine.
Do you want to do
Come
it?
back around to it later.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
Thank you for your grace. In the spirit of gratitude, we lift up our thanks to those supporting our worship service today: Steve, our live stream operator; Arav for lighting the chalice; Faith with the children's program; Cynthia, our greeter and usher; Tom, as always, our coffee and conversation host; Malcolm and the choir for the music; Jessica for the administrative support; and Reverend Dr. Tara and Nick for their guidance and care. We pause in recognition for all the ways we support our Throop community life. Please say with me the words in the order of your service. With gratitude for the ministries of the church that hold us and embolden us to love the world, we bless our offering and the many gifts we share.
Our centering hymn is number 1053 in your teal hymnal, How Could Anyone?
How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle?
I share the words of Nikita Gill. Your ancestors did not survive everything that nearly ended them for you to shrink yourself to make someone else comfortable. This sacrifice is your war cry. Be loud, be everything, and make them proud.
May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be at your back. May all the rains fall with tenderness on the fields and forgotten tracks. May your hardened heart be woken by the soft and distant song of all you left here unspoken, all the shards we keep stepping on. Take this body home, take this body home, call the wind and let her know. Take this life outgrown, take this broken soul, call the stars, call them all. Take it high, take it far, take it home. May the dark and bitter feelings take the path to sweet release. May all your wounds find their healing in the last and enduring sleep. Take this body home, take this body home, call the wind and let her know. Take this life outgrown, take this broken soul, call the stars, call them all. Take it high, take it far, take it home. Take it high, take it far, take it home. Take it home. Take it high, take it far, take it home. Take it high, take it far, take it home. Take it high, take it far, take it home.
This is going to be awkward for a minute, sorry. There we go. Still making the noise, but that's okay. So hello again. Before I talk at you for 20 minutes, and especially given the topic of today's sermon, I like to always make sure that this is a space inclusive of all mind and body types. If you need to move, to rock back and forth, to get up and stretch, to walk laps in the back of the room, please do not hesitate. If you need a moment of silence, you can step out, and I promise I won't take it personally. Whether you have a stiff leg, a neurodivergent mind, or simply feel a bit restless today, you are welcome to bring all of yourself into this sacred space with us. So, as I've already mentioned, I am a proud disabled, neurodivergent, and mentally ill person. These are just a few facets of my identity, and they do not define me, yet I also refuse to mask them, to hide them behind layers of genteel politeness and hope no one notices. My chronic pain, my autism, and my OCD all make me the complicated, messy, spectacular person that I am. And that is just as worthy of pride as my queer identities. The same goes for you. So whether you're blind or use a mobility aid, whether you fight chronic pain or panic attacks, whether you have ADHD or a traumatic brain injury, please know that you are whole and holy. That still somehow feels radical or overly woke to say sometimes. So often, disability is seen at best as something to pity. At worst, it's something to actively fear. I think ableism often stems from a deep-seated terror, there but for the grace of God go I. And I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but that fear is somewhat valid. Disability is the only minority group you could join at any time. And the older you get, the more likely it is you'll join our community. I will say, though, that community can be one of the warmest, most resourceful, and most caring communities I've ever known. This summer, I attended a conference hosted by the Institute on Theology and Disability, and it was truly one of the most sacred experiences I've ever had. I can't express how meaningful it was to be in a space where we moved only as fast as our slowest members, where it was normalized and welcomed to stim and take breaks and use mobility aids, where disability was just as much a gift as a challenge, sometimes more so a gift. This conference was where I made use of a sensory room for the first time. For those who aren't familiar, a sensory room is a quiet space set aside for those who need to take a break. They usually feature items like a white noise machine, comfy bean bags and blankets, low lighting, and fidget toys, things to help an overstimulated mind and body unwind. Sounds pretty good probably to most people, whether you're neurodivergent or not. For some reason, I'd had it in my head that this was a space only for those in the worst meltdowns or shutdowns. But during the conference, as the gathered disabled community opened me up to my unacknowledged needs, I realized that there were no rules stating you must be this distressed to ride. I took several breaks in the sensory room, and it always helped me clear my mind and recenter for the next activity. I look back on that sensory room as a sacred space, a holy container for my disabled, neurodivergent, mentally ill body-mind to commune with itself. In the spirit of that conference and of my love for the disabled community, today I'd like to share with you two of my favorite disabled historical figures, Benjamin and Sarah Lay. If you haven't heard those names before, don't worry, they aren't exactly well known. I only learned about them in the last 5 years or so, and when I did, I was furious no one had told me about them sooner. They lived roughly between the 1670s and the 1750s, and they were both what we would nowadays call little people. Both also suffered from kyphosis, which is the medical term for what is often derogatorily known as a hunchback. They were also some of the bravest activists and speakers of their time. I'd like to share a description of Benjamin's appearance written by one of his fellow Quakers. Quote, "His head was large in proportion to his body. The features of his face were remarkable and boldly delineated, and his countenance was grave and benignant. He was hunchbacked with a projecting chest, below which his body became much contracted. His legs were so slender as to appear almost unequal to the purpose of supporting him, diminutive as his frame was, in comparison with the ordinary size of the human stature. A habit he had contracted of standing in a twisted position with one hand resting upon his left hip, added to the effect produced by a large white beard that for many years had not been shaved, contributed to make his figure perfectly unique." And I have a photo of him on my phone if anyone wants to see what he looks like after service. I debated whether to share this description because so often able-bodied people's descriptions of disabled people become sensationalized at best and gawking at worst. But I actually like the way that Rush ends this quotation, that Benjamin Lay was perfectly unique. The way that Benjamin Lay used his unusual appearance for his cause, I don't think he would have minded being called perfectly unique. His eventual wife, Sarah Lay, was similarly unique in her short, stooped body. You won't hear me talk as much about her, not because she isn't important, but because she wasn't as likely to act up the way Benjamin did. And of course, back then, women's work was much less frequently written about than men's work. What we do know of her is that she was a loving and steadfast partner, often acting as a diplomat between the fiery Benjamin and the Quaker church that he fiercely criticized and loved. We also know that her abrupt death in 1735 was devastating for Benjamin. I so wish there was more information about her, but I also didn't want to share this story as solely the story of Benjamin Lay. Sarah Lay was just as impactful, even if we know less about her. Now, a word about Benjamin's platform and subsequent actions. Benjamin was a staunch believer in equality of all sorts, but he threw most of his efforts into the abolitionist cause. As a sailor who self-taught himself to read and write, Benjamin had seen much of the world and saw both the beauty of many cultures and the ugliness of slavery. It struck him as absolutely unchristian, and it horrified him that so many people touting their Christian values were also slave owners. Benjamin authored a book titled "All Slave Keepers That Keep the Innocent in Bondage, Apostates," which effectively accused any slave owners of being anti-Christian, renouncers of the true message of the faith. He became known for standing up in Quaker meetings and publicly calling out these hypocrites, to the point that he was eventually disowned from the Quaker religion, the last man to be removed for his anti-slavery platform. But Benjamin wasn't content merely to speak out against slavery. He was a man of action, not just words. In one of his most famous public displays, Benjamin once walked into a large gathering of Quakers wearing a great coat. When the chance came for him to speak, Benjamin stood up and prophesied that God Almighty would shed the blood of those persons who enslaved their fellow creatures. He then threw back his coat, revealing his military garb and sword, both unwelcome sights in the peace-loving Quaker crowd. Then he held out a book. Inside this book was a secret compartment with red berry juice in a makeshift balloon. Benjamin stabbed the book with the sword, which caused the juice to bleed out of the book and shower down upon the heads of the slave owners. Benjamin made several public displays along these lines, too many for me to detail here. He had an iconoclastic refusal to let the status quo silence him, which might give the impression that he was, as he's called in the title of his biography, fearless. But of course, no one is truly fearless. And this is the first lesson we can learn from Benjamin and Sarah's lives, that courage and self-doubt can coexist. Benjamin was deeply self-conscious of his low-class background and his appearance. He once wrote, "I being and seeing myself so very unfit almost every way, of so very mean a capacity and little learning, I know myself to be so very mean and contemptible in the sight of men, almost in every aspect." In a time when the Lays had no choice but to stand nearly alone in their communities as abolitionists, they refused to yield despite the self-doubt and fear they experienced. I would prefer Benjamin's biography to use an adjective like bold, courageous, lion-hearted. To describe Benjamin as fearless strikes me as just as surface level as simply judging his capacity by his appearance. He was a man who overcame the odds in spite of his naysayers, his enemies, and even his own self-doubt. The universe knows we need this kind of fighting spirit in our current political climate more than ever. I'd like to see Benjamin Lay go toe-to-toe with the government right now. Disabled activist Leah Lakshmi Pyapsana Samarasana writes, "For years waiting this apocalypse, I have worried that as sick and disabled people, we will be the ones abandoned when our cities flood. But I am dreaming the biggest disabled dream of my life, dreaming not just of a revolutionary movement in which we are not abandoned, but a movement in which we lead the way. With all of our crazy, adaptive devised, loving kinship and commitment to each other, we will leave no one behind as we roll, limp, stim, sign, and move in a million ways towards co-creating a decolonial living future." That's a disabled dream I think Benjamin Lay would be thrilled to participate in. The second spiritual lesson we can draw from the Lays is a willingness to challenge religion and spirituality. By this, I don't mean turn our backs on our faiths. Benjamin and Sarah absolutely loved their faiths as Quakers. They did not act out of a desire to bring down Quakerism or to walk away from it. Indeed, they showed their love for Quakerism by challenging it. By insisting that Quakerism take a long, hard look at the morality it professed and the reality of its actions, Benjamin insisted that true Christians couldn't participate in the brutality and cruelty of slavery. He saw the ways that his spiritual tradition failed to live up to itself, and he demanded it improve. As Unitarian Universalists, we believe in a free and responsible search for truth and meaning. Sometimes that means pushing back against our own beloved community to make it better, more truly equal, more open. That doesn't make us bad UUs, it makes us brave. For instance, I like to think that Benjamin Lay would have stood alongside the Black Unitarian Universalist Caucus, a group of UUs of color who stood up to systemic racism within the Unitarian Universalist Association in the late 60s and early 70s. This group, along with the Black Affairs Council, worked to hold Unitarian Universalism accountable for the promises it made regarding equality and diversity, and their legacy continues to push us to be better anti-racists. Benjamin Lay would be proud of them. The final lesson I want to pull from the Lay's story is how our bodies can be used as sacred tools, regardless of how they look, what abilities they do or do not have, or how we feel within them. Benjamin was ridiculed, spoken down to, and laughed at, in part because of his outspoken beliefs, but also due to his disability, which often caused folks to assume he was mentally deficient. Don't misread me here. I'm not putting the Lays on a pedestal and lauding them as model cripples to inspire us all. Instead, I'm acknowledging how the world interpreted the Lays' bodies, and how the Lays not only worked past these assumptions, but even used their bodies as part of their protest against slavery. Not all of us can act out as openly as Benjamin did, but we can all find holy strength within us to work against injustice. Perhaps you write blog posts analyzing government activity. Maybe you regularly check in with friends who are impacted by heartless policies to make sure they aren't alone. Or maybe you do march in protests. In all of these examples, you are using your body to fight for a better world. And in this way, you are like Benjamin and Sarah Lay. They would probably agree with me as I say that Black liberation liberates us all. Gender equality brings greater equality for all of us. And in the same way, disability justice is justice for all of us. We can all look to disabled ancestors like the Lays for guidance and strength. When I read about Benjamin and Sarah, I can almost feel a strand of their courage passing down through generations to me. We aren't connected by blood, but by affinity. I cannot tell you how much their stories mean to me. I'll admit that part of my agenda when writing this sermon was simply to introduce the Lays to a new audience who might not know about them. I also wanted to share the beauty of the modern disabled community. But I also maintain that like any holy text, like any prophet's words, the lives of historic figures can be read and interpreted for a sacred cause. We spiritually need figures like the Lays to remind us that times of struggle can be both overwhelming and igniting. We need the Lays because they tell us that we don't have to be fearless to be brave. We need the Lays to encourage us to care about our spirituality, even when that care shows up as challenge and healthy conflict. And we need the Lays because our culture tells us to ignore or hate our bodies, regardless of their ability level. And Benjamin and Sarah remind us that our bodies can speak and sing and write and march and thunder. May every one of us take some kernel away from the story of the Lays. May it inspire us, comfort us, commune with us. And may doubt never keep us from the truths the Lays teach us. May it be so. Our closing hymn is number 346. In your gray hymnal, come sing a song with me.
the winter time. Come walk in rain with me. Come walk in rain with me. Come walk in rain with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll make a song of love that grows in the winter time. Come share a rose with me. Come share a rose with me. Come share a rose with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter. Come sing a song. Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time.
Please take a hand or shoulder of someone near you. The flames from our chalice and our candles will be extinguished. Their light lives on in each of us, the flames binding our community. As they empower us to reach towards justice, go, live into yourself, and by doing so, inspire others to do the same.
A feather is a ton of bricks. Or maybe I'm too sensitive. I don't know, all I can say is this. From now on, I'll try and listen to intuition. Oh, there's magic in our bones. Oh, a North Star in our soul. Oh, that remembers our way home. There's magic in our bones. No, I don't have a script for this, but I know the right words exist somewhere, and I just need more time. I know I'm asking for the moon, but I must listen to intuition. Believe me, I only know what's right. Oh, there's magic in our bones. Oh, a North Star in our soul. Oh, that remembers our way home. Oh, there's magic in all of this. God, it's easy to forget there's magic in all of this. There's magic in all of this.